welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I am lulling Lisa, hoping to lull you into a state of relaxation, sleep, or just entertainment through ASMR. Hi, Happy New Year. This is definitely not the first New Year video, but this is the first video that I'm filming in the new year, if that makes sense. And we are doing a Kokology test. I actually downloaded a copy of the second part of the Kokology book, but I think I need to just buy the physical book because I much prefer the element of browsing like this with you all. It's a lot of fun. So let's see where we left off. We have only a few tests. Now we've done a lot of these tests, so there are not many left. Let's do this one. Let's see. Driving machine. Okay, I think these two should be good for us to do. So this one is called Driving Machine on page 156. Now, this is a multiple choice test, and I have done a Kokology test with you using ChatGPT, which is lovely, but I think you prefer these ones in the book, and I think I do too. And now I call these imagination personality tests, but then I've been hearing them called visualization personality tests, and I was like, oh no, did I just invent the word imagination personality test and that doesn't make any sense? So I might try to call this a visualization personality test. I need a lot of rambling for you all, but as you know, we are going to do these tests. You can record your answers down if you think you'll forget what you chose, but from what I can see, I don't think you'll need to do that today, so just keep in mind what you say based on this game that is designed to reveal your hidden attitudes about sex, family, love, work, and more. So of course I'm going to do this test with you all as well, and then in the end we'll reveal our answers together. And because this is short, I think we'll do at least two, okay? Okay, so driving machine. Ready? Remember practicing for your driver's license and all the little things you had to learn. If you're younger, this might not apply, but even if you're older, it might not apply, but let's just imagine. So, U-turns, parallel parking, hand signals, and car lengths. Sure, they're all important, but that isn't what driving is really about. Driving is about the way you felt after passing those tests and taking to the road all by yourself for the very first time. It's about being able to go where you want, when you want. It's about power, freedom, and speed. And the car you drive is an expression of the way you view the whole driving experience. It tells the world something about who you are and what you want out of life. That's the preface. Now comes time for the question, and it will say stay tuned for the end of the test. I will ramble a little bit about driving. Okay, so with that in mind, take a moment to picture your dream car without giving any thought to expense or other practical considerations. What kind of car do you envision yourself in? Okay, so they're going to give us multiple choice, but it's still good that you have that vision in mind to connect with maybe their answers. So they give you 4 options to choose from. 1. A high-performance vehicle with all the options. 2, a marvel of design with a sleek and beautiful chassis. 3, a status symbol ride with a price tag to match. 4, anything will do as long as it runs. Okay, one last time just in case. 1, a high-performance vehicle with all the options. 2, a marvel of design with a sleek and beautiful chassis. 3, a status symbol ride with a price tag to match. 4, anything will do as long as it runs. Okay, if you have your answer, I think I have mine, but as usual, I'm a little confused. I get a little more confused when it comes to multiple choice, but here is the key to driving machine. People's taste in cars typically reflects their taste in members of the opposite sex. The features you want in your dream car reveal the things you respond to when looking for a partner. Okay, if you chose 1, a high-performance vehicle with all the options, it says, ideally you want everything out of your car and your partner, but that also means that you're willing to appreciate the good points in everyone. Your wide range of tastes means you might look a little inconsistent, especially attracted to beauty, kindness, sophistication, humor, or charm. But that makes it possible for you to evaluate potential partners on their own strengths, giving you a basis for comparison before making your final choice. So I chose number 1. After reading these all, I'll have to confirm if it's accurate, but it does sound accurate so far. I was having trouble with, honestly, all 3 first options sounded pretty good, but I ultimately decided on number 1. So that's interesting. Wide range of tastes. I think that's true because I don't typically have a type, you know. Okay, number 2. If you chose a marvel of design with a sleek and beautiful chassis, and P.S. it's a snowstorm today, and I hear them clearing the snow, so I hope that doesn't transfer over. But so it says, there's little doubt that physical appearance is the key to winning your heart. But not only finding someone whose looks appeal to you, that's important. You also want someone you can show off to the world. The exaggerated emphasis you place on the exterior means it's easy for you to end up with a real lemon. Always check under the hood before you drive anything home. Okay, so if that sounded like you, you'll have to let me know. But that was a little harsh. Next, if you chose a 3, a status symbol ride with a price tag to match. It says social position and material success are crucial to you, and that carries over to your choice of partners as well. The right family, the right school, the right career, for you, they all add up to make the right person. Ambition is not a bad thing in itself, but your mate might not appreciate being just another rung on the ladder to your success. See, this one sounded appealing to me at first because when you imagine your dream car, you kind of picture maybe a Ferrari or a Mercedes or something exciting. But then I thought, at this stage in my life, I don't think that would be that appealing to me. I think I'd want something that was more maybe a family vehicle, but a nice one. So who knows? But yeah, anyway, I wouldn't fault anyone for choosing this because it's very common. Next, if you chose number 4, anything will do as long as it runs. This says you're happy with just about anyone who meets certain minimum standards, which makes you open, accepting, and forgiving could be a smooth road to contentment, but when you think about it, it might mean others aren't really expecting much from you either. Interesting. Well, let me know if anyone would have picked that, because I feel like if you're imagining your dream car, I don't think you'll say anything will do. I think you'll want something a little bit more exciting. Just in the way they phrased that. So, that was driving machine, and next we have one right underneath that I shouldn't even have skipped over, and it's called Just Can't Wait. I can't believe that we're really getting to the end of all these tests. It's actually scaring me. Okay. So this one is called Just Can't Wait, and it says, starting work at a new job is always stressful. The unfamiliar people, the environment, the million new things to be learned, the feeling of wanting to do a good job, and of course, the inevitable goofs. I think it means like the hiccups, We learn by making mistakes, then trying not to repeat them. A friend of yours has just... Okay, so that's the preface. Now it says, here's the question part, and again, it's multiple choice. A friend of yours has just taken a job waiting tables at a restaurant. One day you decide to visit and see how the new job is going. But when you step inside, you see your friend has gotten into some kind of trouble with one of the customers. What did your friend do wrong? Choose one item from the menu below. Okay, so keep in mind that a friend of yours has taken a job waiting tables at a restaurant, and so you're essentially visiting the friend to see how the new job is going. So here are the options. 1, and this is what your friend did wrong. Didn't come to the table even after being called several times. 2, made a mistake taking the order and brought the wrong food. 3, spilled something on the customer's clothes. Or 4, started to clear the table before the customer had finished eating. I'll read these again. 1, didn't come to the table even after being called several times. 2, made a mistake taking the order and brought the wrong food. 3, spilled something on the customer's clothes. Or 4, started to clear the table before the customer had finished eating. I'm always stuck between like 2 answers, but let's see. So the test is over. Here's the key to Just Can't Wait. Your friend in the restaurant is a psychological stand-in for you. The mistake you saw your friend make is rooted in your own unconscious recognition of a personal weakness of your own, particularly in terms of responding to the needs of others. The mistakes you imagined your friend making are the very problems you find in your own love life. So these Kokology tests were quite lovey-dovey related, so that's quite interesting. Perfect for Valentine's Day around the corner. It's still like a month away, but if you chose 1, didn't come to the table even after being called several times, you see yourself as lacking in the ability to concentrate and focus yourself on your partner. When out for the night, you might simply just wander away from your date when you see something that catches your fancy. Or maybe you're always getting caught with your eyes looking where they shouldn't be. That lack of focus might be interpreted as a lack of caring. So try to pay a little more attention. Hello, are you listening? That's what it says. So did you choose number 1? And is it accurate? Next is number 2. Made a mistake taking the order and brought the wrong food. This says, you come up short in the personal responsibility department. I'm laughing because I chose this. Maybe this manifests itself as always being late, or in bringing along uninvited friends to what was planned as an evening for two. I would say no, that's not true. If romances are like a contract between two people, you've committed more than your share of breaches. If you want a happier love life, make a stronger policy of thinking about your partner's feelings before you do something. So the first part of this for me sounded accurate. You come up short in the personal responsibility department, because sometimes I'm teased that like I hate taking the blame for things. Like if something goes wrong, I'll just be like, yeah, but like you made me do this. Not for anything serious. I of course can be accountable and say sorry for things, but yeah, let's see if the next one sounds more accurate, because that was the one I ultimately went with, but number 3 also appealed to me, so let's see. Number 3 says, spilled something on the customer's clothes. You're too nervous when it comes to dating. You want everything to be perfect and for everything to go smoothly, but it's difficult for others to relax when you make such a fuss over every last detail. You might make a good first impression by being so serious, but it's easy to see how people could quickly get tired of the high stress level. I don't think that's me. Let me know if that sounds like you if you chose this, but I would say that I'm not nervous when it comes to dating, but I do have sometimes I have the feelings that people should be a certain way, and when they're not, it's like deeply upsetting to me. And I don't know, talking about astrology, my husband is really into astrology, which is a lot of fun. And I think he said that's because I have I don't know if you call it a north node or something, but something in my past, in my chart, was actually a Virgo. And so, although I don't have any Virgo in my chart, that aspect of me, it's just like my past self, I think, was a Virgo. And so in this life, I'm supposed to fight all those tendencies. And I think that in some ways, for that particular reason, I can relate to the Virgo desire to want perfection and sort of in relationships, because I have an idea of how things should be, not just romantically, but in any relationship. I'll say this is not how a mother should act, this is not how a husband should act, this is not how my sister should act, this is not how, and I have to let go of these feelings, I find. TMI, sorry. I said I would talk at the end of this, and of course I always talk in the middle. If you're number 4, you're like, shh, get to the point. Okay. Number 4 says, started to clear the table before the customers had finished eating. If you chose this, it says, you tend to jump the gun when it comes to love. That eagerness may seem charming at first, but after a while it just feels as though you're always chomping at the bit. Slow down and let your partner have a chance to breathe, or you may find yourself with nothing but time on your hands. Sometimes this book is really harsh, and I find that always entertaining, because this should be taken with a grain of salt. But yeah, I wanted to talk to you about this because I forgot to even mention the whole driving situation. So the funny part is, if you have heard some of my rambling videos, you'll probably know that I got the final stage of my license not too long ago. I waited so long in life to get my license. And unfortunately, if you don't drive daily, or you don't have a car to use daily to drive places, you kind of lose the confidence in driving. So every driving test I've taken, I've always passed on the first go. And that gave me confidence, but then of course if you don't keep up the art of driving, you kind of lose that. And what's interesting about me is that I've never driven in a car all by myself. That's pretty sad on my end, but yeah, so when they were talking about the driving test in this video how it's about power and freedom and all that. I can't relate, but it's one of my goals to drive more frequently, because I'm like, of course, there's always excuses that come to me. Like now, for example, in Canada, finally there's snow. We've had such a mild winter, but it's pretty much a snow day here. And actually, as you're seeing this video, it will be literally the day after I filmed this, so this is very recent. But yeah, so there's actually snow, and that's always an excuse of mine. Like, I don't feel comfortable to drive in the snow. Of course, no one would feel comfortable driving in this, but you know what I mean. Like, and now that I'm pregnant, it's like, you know, I'm scared to drive when I'm pregnant, and etc. Then when I have the baby, I'm going to be scared to drive with the baby. So I kind of want to make it one of my goals to face that kind of fear and to just like tackle that, because it's silly. Like, I'm a very competent driver, and I need to like trust myself and my abilities more rather than like psyching myself out, because sometimes I'll think about driving and then I'm like, I get a little scared, and then when I'm actually doing it I feel much better. Like anything in life, I think it's easy to psych yourself out about things, and then when you're actually doing something you're like, it's not as bad as I thought in my head. So yeah, this has somehow turned into a New Year's resolution video. But I'm in that sort of state of mind right now, so if you guys have any resolutions for the year, let me know. I'm actually quite curious. But yeah, it's just something interesting about me. I've procrastinated way too much in life when it comes to that aspect, and that's always something that I felt bad about, because I've deprived myself of my own personal freedoms, which is pretty stupid of me. But anywho, trying to be a little more positive in the new year, and you know, yeah, there's so much I can say about the new year, but I should probably save that for a different video, maybe where we talk about resolutions or something. So anywho, thank you so much for being here with me and hanging out with me. I don't know how long this video will be for you, but I've been interrupted many times, and I've been here for 30 minutes so far. I'm assuming it'll be like 20 minutes or so, but I've been here for 30 minutes. And yeah, that's just me. But anyway, thank you so much for being here. I so appreciate you, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Wishing you all a